Hello, I'm Jill, the slightly crazy tarot lady. Well, I've been talking about my traumas, but I want to talk about me starting life because this is all the stuff I normally tell a counsellor, and I want people to understand complex trauma because it's not like, a veteran goes to war and he sees horrible things, an ambulance driver will see horrible things, a doctor, paramedics. I said paramedics with ambulance drivers, but them sort of people, it can't be helped, that can't be helped, but this can be helped, if people know what they're doing wrong and the mistakes they're making with the children, then people could grow up a lot happier, so it's worth talking about to me. So I'm going to talk about my early days, um, the stuff I don't remember, you know, me being a baby. So when I was first born, my mum and dad, they lived in a two-bedroomed house, and there was four other children already there. And my sister, the youngest of them, she was in the cot in their room. When I was born, she had to get out of the cot and she had to go in the room with the other siblings, which obviously she wasn't happy about and she resented me for. So she used to like pinch me, poke me, whatever way to make me cry, because then my mum and dad wouldn't like it. That's what she's told me, she used to do. And yeah, but she carried on bullying me all through my childhood. It was a lot physical, um, mostly mental, mostly saying horrible things like, yeah, stupid, ugly, nobody likes me. People only talk to me because they feel sorry for me, and I don't know why people felt sorry for me because they didn't know my family were cunts, did they? So there was no real reason for people, but it gets in your head, that's the point. That mental abuse from an early age stays until you're an adult. Yeah, and it was always something. I was adopted by monkeys, and if you actually knew my family and had a look at them, I'm probably the least monkey-like. I'm just saying. But it was just always something. And then she tried to hit me when I was 11 in front of a girl from school, and I flipped out, pulled the hair, started punching her, and I absolutely hated her for years of fucking abuse, anybody would, but for some reason I obsessed with her feet. I God knows why. But they just disgusted me. I was, yeah, you know, freaked out by them, horrible fat things. I don't know why. Even now, I think, ugh, it wasn't about her feet, it was about my hatred for her, and I hated her for a damn good reason. But I felt like a horrible person for that. They sent me to counselling, but you know that you're not really allowed to talk about what you want to talk about, and you don't really know what's wrong with you at the time, and that's a hard thing for people with complex trauma. They don't know what's wrong, they just feel bad and they don't know why. So I didn't really talk about it. Um, that didn't really help. Yeah, so I just stayed not unhappy. I mean, I did, even when you're unhappy in yourself, you can still have happy moments, you can still have a laugh, you can still do things like that, but I wasn't a happy person. And I went on when I was 15 to try and kill myself. At the time, the fact was I didn't really have anyone. My big sister was horrible. She'd manipulate my friends against me. I'd have a friend for a bit, and then they'd be her friend, and they wouldn't be my friend. And she'd always tell me, "Oh, such and such said this about you," and then she'd go and tell them that I'm saying stuff about them. Well, really, it was her, you know. So I didn't really have a lot of friends, and the friends I did have at the time were 15, and 15-year-olds, we don't talk about this stuff. We don't talk about being unhappy. So, yeah, I didn't really feel like I had anyone. My dad worked a lot, and my mum drank every night. And when she drank, we didn't know what was going to happen next, Sometimes she'd come in and try to attack me, a lot of the time she'd go for my dad, sometimes my granddad. I remember going in and we'd have to pull her out a lot at the time. And then she'd turn it on, like my dad threw her on the bed one time and she was like, "Oh, you hit me." Yeah, because you were trying to attack an 18-year-old man, calling him, telling him to hurry up and die. It was reasonable to push her, but that's the sort of shit I had to deal with. So I, I just didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't want to be alive. I didn't want to have to live. I didn't feel like there was an option. I didn't feel like there was any choices for me. Your family's your family. You've got to stay there. And I'm thinking I'm making a big deal of nothing, and everybody has a hard life and stuff like that. And I'm just not happy, and I'm never going to be happy. So I went to the bathroom and I just got a jug of juice and took 2x2 paracetamol, and I took 50, and I was in there for about an hour. Nobody noticed. And then I went and hugged my mum and dad, and they actually said goodbye instead of good night. Nobody noticed. I went to bed, I went to sleep, hoping I would never wake up. But I did wake up. I couldn't see where I was going. I was just wobbling, banging into stuff all over the hall, and then I tried to get to the toilet to throw up, but I think it went everywhere. It was all over the hall. It was, I mean, Mum was shouting at me, thinking I was drunk, telling me to clean it up. I was trying to clean it up, but I was just throwing up more. It was constant, and yeah. So my mum rang an ambulance. And they come, and for some reason I told them I took 40 paracetamols because the 10 more, that's what made it bad, Bloody hell, I don't know, stupid lies you tell, isn't it? Yeah, so I got took to Warrington, I think it was Warrington, at Warrington Hospital, and I was just in so much pain, and they put like a drip in to, reverse the effects of the paracetamol. And I don't really, they put cannula in. I remember they putting a cannula in. Yeah, and, I remember a nurse there coming to see me the next day saying that she thought that they were going to lose me, but they didn't. So, and I wasn't happy about that. I was very disappointed it didn't work. And I had the psychological assessment afterwards, and I remember the man very well. He was funny, but I just agreed with everything he said, and he said, "I like you. You agree with everything I say." That was always his voice like, and I remember him saying that and just saying, "I'm a dietitian and I'm fat." And that was they're the only things I remember him saying. But I had that one assessment and I left. I think I was supposed to go to counselling, but I didn't. I think I went to the counselling session, and I seen someone I knew and I didn't want to go in. I felt ashamed, of having the counselling. But I know at that time, how I was thinking and how I was feeling was that I'd be better off dead. Um, the way people treated me, I didn't really feel loved by anyone, so I was just an inconvenience. Why not? Why continue with this bullshit? That's the way I felt. Yeah, I wasn't really happy. Well, it wasn't like, oh, great, I'm alive. And then my mum went and told all my friends, my sister told everybody else, and that should have been my choice. I should have chose whether I told people or not. It was my personal business. I wouldn't go around telling everybody about you and your person. Well, I will now. Well, now, because years of this bullshit. I'm putting a stop to it, but at the time, I would not have told anybody anything personal about them. So, really, they should have considered my feelings. But my feelings have never been considered in my family. That's part of it when you've got narcissistic parent and siblings that follow suit. You are not considered at all. You don't matter. And that's what gives you confidence issues. That's what gives you a hard life. So it gives you a hard time. And so that's some of it. I will add more later because I can only do about 10 minutes on the video and then it goes off, and it's getting up for 10 minutes now. So I'll do another one soon. Thank you and goodbye.